morning, Kim. I'm a little late today. It's okay though, right? Just that. Welcome. My name is Kelly. This class is specifically focusing on the glutes, strengthening the hamstrings. Come up to a standing position. Inhale and reach your arms up and reach for the wrist and tug. Bring the body over to the side. Press into your feet. You guys, you can widen your feet and then inhale, reach up and then lean over to the other side. Inhale and reach. Exhale, bring the hands down the center line of the body and fold over all the way. Drop the head, lengthen the head forward. Half lift, exhale, fold, inhale, and stand tall. So you don't really need any props today. Maybe if you want to use blocks, you can grab your blocks. Inhale and reach. Lean over. And then lean the other way. And then reach up. Soften the knees and fold over. Half lift, look forward. Exhale, fold and hold. Relax the shoulders, reach for the elbows, and sway over side to side. Press into your feet. Feel the toes. Stretching the hamstrings with this forward fold. And now center and start to bend the knees, and we're going to sit down behind the heels. Bring your feet out farther away and tip the knees from side to side. Look at your legs, look at your feet. Being present. So the focus of the day is glutes, right? So with that focus, your intention to strengthen the legs, the glutes. And now come to cross the legs or sit up tall, cross the legs, look forward, inhale and reach your arms up and twist to the side and look over your shoulder. What's behind you? Inhale and reach up and twist the other way. Fingertips behind. Look over your shoulder. Inhale and reach. Let's do that one more time on each side to make it count. Inhale and reach. Exhale. Inhale, reach. Now let's lie down on the mat. Bring your hands behind you. Lower down all the way to the floor. Extend your legs out straight. Reach the arms overhead. Stretch. Place your feet on the floor, palms on the floor. Pull your shoulder blades up underneath you, press it down, and make sure your feet are about hip width apart. Your toes pointing forward, or you can turn them out slightly. Glute bridge, so engaging and activating the glute muscles. So right here, you probably feel a slight arch in the spine, which is, I want you to feel that spine, that natural arch. Then just pull in your front ribs. So not necessarily pressing the lower back to the floor, but just pull in the front ribs right there. So muscles contracting right at the upper part of your abs. Put your palms on the floor and lift up. Just lift the spine straight up. And you don't have to come to a straight body, just a little slight bend. Notice what's happening. Your glutes are taking over. Your glutes are contracting. That's what happens. But I want you to consciously think, relax the glutes right there and hold. It's strengthening. The deeper tissue in the glutes, the deeper muscles, by not letting those major gluteus maximus muscles take over so much. strengthening into the hamstrings, also your quads, the top of your legs. Lower down. So settle your lower back on the floor. You can kind of rock the knees a little side to side. And we'll do that one more time. So press into your feet. You don't have to lift all the way up, but just lift up about 3/4 of the way if you were to go into a full bridge pose. And then notice your glutes. Let them go. Right there. Close your eyes and just take in or focus in on what's happening. What muscles are holding you up whenever you let the gluteus maximus go. And then lower down. All right, so now spread your blades apart, reach your arms overhead, stretch, knees 90 degrees, hands to the mat. We'll get moving. Tap your right toes and lift that leg up. Left toes, engaging the core. Right and lift and left. You've got that natural curve in the spine again. Tap the toes. Muscles working, or the core muscles, especially the lower core muscles, your transverse abdominis muscles. Muscles between the hip points, below the navel. Begin to tap the toes out a little bit further to see how far you can go. But as you do that, notice you have to bring the lower back in. It starts to tip or lift up. Tap, tap. Press your hands down. Tap, tap. And then extend the legs up straight, all the way. Flex your feet down. Back of your head flat on the floor, you guys. All right. So now let's engage the upper part of the torso, the trunk. Put your hands behind your ears and look at your knees. And your knees are 90 degrees. See that? All right, so lift up. And then turn and reach your right elbow to your left knee and extend the opposite leg. And then center, lift the shoulders up, and then turn. Lift the shoulders up, and then turn. Shoulders up, elbows out of the peripheral vision, and then twist. So opposite elbow touches the floor, elbow to knee, center, twist, center, twist. Do that 8 more times. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, good, 2, and then 1. Excellent. Lower down, grab your knees, pull them in, and you're either going to roll to the side or roll straight up like that, and come onto your hands and your knees. Scoot to the middle of your mat, so you've got space. Bird dog position or tabletop position. Walk your hands forward just a little bit, so you've got a little more space between your hands and your knees. Then reach your right leg straight back. Pull in your front ribs right there, your toes pointing down. So straighten the leg, abs in, feel your glute right there, turning on or engaging. Move your hands forward just a little bit more because you need some space between your hands and your knees. It's a little bit different than we normally do. Bring your right foot, place it right a little forward of the left knee, turning your toes out, and then drop your hip to the side, like that. And then put your hand down, extend the leg back. Reposition your hands if you need to. So the move is just placing your foot on the mat and then lowering the hip. And you can keep both hands on the floor. Just notice the stretch you're having right here and the outside of the leg, the hip, the IT band. Hands on the floor and extend that leg back. So keep that left knee down, foot to the floor, drop the hip. And do that again. One more time, and then we'll change sides. foot on the floor, and then drop the hip. Extend that leg out. Before we go to the other side, reach the left arm and balance. Press into your fingers right here. So you can either hold this or do knee to elbow 5 times. So hold static or 5 movements. Bird dog. Straight out and bring it in. And hold. Set your hand down and your knee down. Let's do the other side. So, or change to the other side. Extend the leg back first. Toes pointing down. Press into your hands, your fingers. Pull in your front ribs. So the move is simply, you're kind of turning and putting your foot on the floor on the side and then setting your hip down. Keep your hips on the floor. Then lift up. Our hands on the floor. Extend the leg back straight. So 1 leg back on 1 knee. And then place your foot on the floor. Lower your hip. Look to the side first. Lift up. Extend the leg back straight. Do that again. Foot on the floor. Drop the hip. And then lift. Extend the leg back straight. Hold. Press into the fingers, the heel of the hand, this triad, your thumb and pointer finger reach the right arm straight. Hold for 5 counts or touch elbow to knee. Exhale as you bring it in. Good. 1 more. Set your hand down, set your knee down, and lift up into downward facing dog. Let's measure your downward facing dog. Look back behind you. Shift forward into plank. So, right there. Keep your feet where they are, hands where they are. Lift your hips. Reach the hips up and back. And then reach the heels towards the floor. Lift the right leg up, 3-limb dog. Stretch that leg out. And then lower, lift the left leg. So just alternating that movement, stretching the leg away from you. Do that 2 more times. 1 more time. Lift up your right leg. Inhale up. Bring the knee in and hover right here. And then lift up again, 3 of those. So leg up, 3-limb dog, then hover the knee underneath the chest. Just like you're going to go knee to nose, but you don't have to go that far in. Extend the leg up, bring the knee in, and then wherever your foot lands, just set it down. Use your hand and bring your foot forward like that. Good. Crescent pose. So bring it all the way up. Knee over your ankle in the front, your hip. So working the glute on that right side. Reach up your arms. Inhale, straighten the back leg. Engage the flexors over here, the glute on this side. Reach the left arm down to the floor and reach the right arm up. Twist up. Drop that right hip down, roll it under. Good. Right hand to the floor and press into the floor. Lift your right leg up, downward facing dog. Left leg up. Inhale. Press the floor away. Reach the right heel to the floor, the rear of the mat. Bring the knee in and shift forward and hover right there up on the toes of the right foot. And then lift up, 3-limb dog. Let's hover right here, abs in, and lift up 1 more time. And then wherever your foot lands, just let it land, and then move that foot forward. As you get more warmed up, creating more mobility, everybody bring it up, crescent pose. Creating more mobility, you'll be able to get that foot forward a little bit more. I'll help you with those cues. So with your leg back, and when you straighten that, it makes your back bend, right? Or it gets a little more of an arch. So pull in your front ribs, engaging the core muscles, knee over ankle in the front. Bring the right hand down to the floor and start to reach the left arm up, twist. Draw the shoulder back, press into your hand, fingertips. Excellent. Hand to the mat. Lift up that left foot, downward facing dog. Look forward, bend your knees and step to the front of the mat. Step to your hands, fold. Lift up halfway, exhale, fold. Inhale, rise, reaching up, stretch overhead. And then exhale, bring the hands down to your heart. Shoulders back, standing, balancing on with the right leg. So lift up the left, balance, bring your left knee up. Pull in your front ribs. Engage that glute right there, straightening the leg. So without grabbing the knee, just hold that leg up. That's your glute. And then set that down. Other side, standing, balancing, lift up your right leg, flex your foot like that, shoulders back, pull in your front ribs, straighten this leg and squeeze that glute. Hips are squared. And then set that down. Let's do the other side, and we're going to come into tree pose. Lift up your left leg, lift it up. Bring the knee to the side and place your foot on your inner thigh. Use your hand if you need to. Place your foot up a little bit higher to the inner thigh. Bring the hands to the heart. Shoulders back. Pull in your front ribs. Inhale, reach up. Balancing, a little quivering is okay. Reach the arms, look up to your hands. Breathe. Bring the hands down to your sides, arms down to your sides. And just try, clasp the hands behind your hips. Keep balancing, straighten that right leg. Reach the knuckles towards the floor, shoulders back. And then unclasp the hands, knee up forward, extend the leg straight. As you do that, strengthening the quad to hold that leg up. Glute, pull the hip back. Now lower that leg down all the way. Set your foot down. Inhale, lift up your opposite leg, knee in, pull it into your chest, then to the side, and reach and place the foot on the inner thigh. Bring the hands to your heart. Balancing. Inhale and reach the arms up. Relax the shoulders. Soften. Then look up at your hands. And then look forward. Bring the arms down to your sides. And clasp your hands behind your back. Reach the knuckles towards the floor, broaden through the chest. And then release. Knee forward, lift that leg up, extend forward straight, quad, hamstring, glute, and then lower. Inhale and reach up. Soften the knees, and then exhale, fold over your body. Lengthen, lift up halfway. Exhale and step to plank. Press into your hands, shift forward, lower down to the mat, cobra pose. So on your belly, put the top of your feet on the floor and press your feet into the floor. Elbows draw in, and then lift your chest up and pull your head back. Exhale, lower, tuck your toes, push off of the mat, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up. Straighten that leg, point your toes, push the floor away. Just like we did before, bring your knee in and shift forward and keep your hips up high, kind of like your leg is going to go over a hurdle right there. And then step your foot to your hand. Use your hand to bring it forward if you need to. And then inhale, reach up, crescent pose. Let's twist one time. So bring your left hand to the mat and reach the right arm up. Inhale up. And then exhale, look forward. Place your hands on the thigh. We're going to lift up into warrior 3, but bracing, so supporting that position. So shift forward, lift your leg. So that glute engaging, abs in, look forward, lift the leg. Keep your hand on your thigh, supporting the position. Breathe in, breathe out. Lift the leg higher, point your toes, and then set your foot down. Inhale and reach up. And let's go to the other side. Exhale, place the hands on the floor, downward facing dog. Stay here or go through a vinyasa. So this time going through a vinyasa, shift forward, lower down, come into upward facing dog. Press the top of the feet into the floor, look forward, pull the shoulders back, exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg up. Knee in and hovers like you're going over that hurdle, and then step your foot to your hand. Inhale, crescent pose. Breathe, get your balance. Feel the flexor stretching on that right side, glute strengthening on the left side. Bring the right hand down to the floor and reach the left arm up, twist. Place the left hand on your thigh, opposite hand on your thigh, right there. Warrior 3, supported. So straighten the back leg, shift your weight forward, lift, and hold. Toes pointing down, and then point your toes. Tip your body forward. Just notice how this side may feel a little bit different. The glute strength, mobility, and the hip with that glute strength. And set your foot down. Place your hands on the floor. Downward facing dog. And then go through a vinyasa if you'd like to. Shift. Let's do it together. Lower down, elbows in, up dog. Pull your shoulders back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Inhale, lift up. Now we'll add on. Turn your toes out and bend your knee. So we'll add on this twist position, opening up the pelvis, the hip, the thigh. Feel your quad stretch right there. Reach your left heel towards the mat. Hamstring stretch, extend the leg straight. Bring the knee in and hover like you're going over a hurdle. Bring it out to the side just a little bit, and then step your foot a little bit forward, closer to your hand. Inhale, crescent pose. So knee over ankle, reach up. Then exhale, twist. Bring the left hand down, reach up. Draw that right hip down. Then lift the left hand, look forward, hands on your thigh. You can support this. So hands, lift up your leg, warrior 3, supported. Straighten that right leg, reach the leg. Breathe, relax the shoulders away from the ears. Then set your foot down. Place your left hand on the floor or a block. So coming into revolved half moon. Lift your leg again. So we've already practiced that, working on that leg strength, that glute strength. Straighten this left leg. Hand on a block or the floor. Reach the right arm up. Stretch up away from you. Opening the chest. Breathe. Slowly. Or lengthen the breath. And then set your foot down. Nicely done. Hands on the floor. Lift up that right leg. Bring it up and back. Downward dog. Vinyasa if you'd like. Straighten the body. Shift. Lower. Upward facing dog. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Lift your left leg up. Inhale. Turn your toes out and bend your knee. Reach the ball of your foot. Extend the leg straight. And bring that leg in and shift forward like it's going over a hurdle. Now you've got much more space to bring that foot forward, more flexibility since you're warmed up. Inhale, reach up, crescent pose. Right hand down, left arm up, twist. Knee over ankle, look down, then look forward, hands on the thigh. Shift, supported, warrior 3, leg up, balance. Set your foot down. So we're going to come into half moon pose from the bottom, and then come up. So hand on a block or on the floor. Thumb kind of lines up with the big toe. And then press into your hand, press into your foot, lift your right leg, straighten that leg. You point your toes, move your hand forward. Actually, your hand comes much further forward. So you've got space, the length of your torso actually. Toes pointing down, and then reach up. I was heading for another pose. Here, we're revolved half moon. Reach that arm up. Leg goes straight out. Point your toes, abs in. Feel the glutes strengthening on that left side. Breathe, holding the body up. And then set your foot down. Hands on the mat. Lift up that left leg. Downward facing dog. Vinyasa. Shift. Lower. Upward facing dog. Press into your feet. Downward facing dog. And breathe. Step to the middle of the mat. Malasana. So knees go the same direction as your toes. Elbows on the inside of your knees. Strengthening the glutes. Hands right at your chest. Look forward. 3 breaths. Two more breaths. Inhaling. Strengthening the glutes right here. One more breath. Hands on the floor. And then extend the legs back straight. Plank. Downward dog. Inhale, reach your right leg up. Turn your toes out and bend your knee. This time coming to warrior 1. Extend the leg straight. Bring that knee in, shift forward, lift the hips up high, step your foot to your hand, and then set your left heel down. Warrior 1. Knee in the front over your ankle. Extend the leg back straight, so press your feet into the floor like you're going to pull them in towards each other. Stretching the hip flexors on that left side, knee over ankle in the front. Pull in your front ribs and reach those arms up. Stretch up. Clasp your fingers, point your pointer fingers, but relax the shoulders. Breathe in and breathe out. Now place the hands on the floor, bend your knee. Step in just about a good footprint or 2 and set your heel down. Parsvottanasana or pyramid pose. Straighten your forward leg. And with your right thumb, pull back this hip, this crease right there. So squaring the hips, roll under the hips, straighten that forward leg. Bring your forehead towards your shin. Relax the shoulders right here and the neck. Hands on the mat beside your foot. Or a little more intense, you can walk the hands back. So more centered between the feet. And then a little more difficult balancing challenge. Flip your hands over. Breathe in. Breathe out. Place the hands on the floor. Good job. Bring the right leg up. 3-limb dog. Stretch it out. Bend and straighten. Step your right foot between your hands. So same side, bringing the knee to the mat. Ardha Hanumasana, half split. So lift your heart, press your heel into the floor. Lower your body straight, flat back. Maybe you can slide your heel forward more, coming into a little deeper split. Maybe you can come further. Stay up on your fists or your palms like that. Press the heel down and the opposite foot down in the back. So you can keep those toes tucked under or press the top of the foot. Breathe in, breathe out. One more breath. Exhale, now slide that foot in, place your foot flat, hands on the floor, lift the right leg up, three-limb dog. Work it out, bend and straighten. And now lower your right foot to the floor, go through a vinyasa or stay in downward dog. Up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift up your left leg. Turn your toes out and bend your knee. Coming to warrior one, extend the leg straight. Keep the hips high, bring that leg in, place your foot on the floor. So really try to get your heel down first and then set the foot down. Spin your heel down, warrior one, setting up as you come up. Knee over ankle, reach the arms, put your palms together, point your pointer fingers and look up. Breathe, center the body or square the shoulders to the front of the mat. Lift the arch of the back foot. Yeah, really engaging the placement of your feet. Feel your glute on that right side. Try not to squeeze too hard. Relax just a bit. Relax the shoulders. Inhaling, look up. And then exhale. You can keep your knee bent in the front. Place your hands on the floor and bring your foot in just a bit. And set your heel down. Straighten the forward leg. Pyramid pose. Try not to hyperextend the knee here in the front. You want to keep the leg straight but supple. You don't want to have it locked. Hands on the floor and drop your head down. Pull this right hip back with your thumb. So thumb in the crease and pull it back and roll it under. And drop your head. Relax the neck. Breathe in. And breathe out. Walk your hands back and maybe flip them over. Balancing challenge right here. Draw the forehead towards the shin. Place the hands on the floor. Nicely done. Right foot on the floor. Press into the hands, lift the left leg up, three-limb dog, straighten and bend. Coming to split, Ardha Hanumasana or Hanumasana. Bring that leg in, foot in. If you can come into a full split, be careful, be very mindful. I'll tell you your cues. Shift your hips back. So your hips are over your knee if you're in this half split first. And then you slide your heel and walk your hands, slide your heel, and then slide that back leg back further, right? And the key thing here in split to keep you engaged, press your heel down into the floor here, and then the back foot, keep that foot pressing down into the floor. Maybe the top of the foot comes down, and keep pressing, flex your foot. Come up onto your fists or stay on your hands. Breathe. Take another deep breath in. Exhale, tuck your toes, slide that foot, hands on the mat, three-limb dog, left leg up. One more time, vinyasa. Shift, lower, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step to the middle of your mat again. Feet out. Toes turned out, Malasana for 3 breaths. And then we'll sit on the mat. Elbows on the inside of your knees. Lift up just a bit, engaging the glutes, strengthening, holding the body up. Also creating flexibility and our more mobility in the hips. Strengthening those muscles around in this position, around the hips in this position. The glutes and the hamstrings and the quads. Feel the top of your legs right here. And then bring the hands behind the back and sit down on the mat. And let's lower down all the way. Coming to bridge pose. Put your feet on the floor. Back of the head on the floor. And draw your shoulders underneath you. Press into your feet. And then lift up your hips off the floor. Notice what's happening. Your glutes are taking over right there. So let them go. Lift up a little bit more. Let them go. Engage the inner thigh muscles. So you have to think about that. Maybe you can bring your hands underneath and clasp. Get the shoulders underneath you. Press your feet into the ground, all 10 toes. Your heels, let the glutes go. So strengthening the lower muscles of the glutes by letting go of the gluteus maximus. So even if you can't hold your hips quite as high when you let the glutes go like that, then it's okay. Just stay right there, strengthening that area by holding a static position. And then unclasp your hands and lower down. And just relax for a moment. Place your right leg on top of the left leg. So crossing the legs, and you don't have to ankle on knee, don't worry about that. Just cross the leg over. Put your palms on the floor. So one side, lift up your hips, right there. Let your glute go. And hold, press into your hands. Let your glute go. It'll take over. Just hold that position. You don't have to lift up high. Just a little modest lift. Let the glute go. Breathe in. Breathe out. And then lower down. Let's do the other side. So right foot on the floor, cross the left leg over. Relax. Lift up. So knees pointing up. Notice what's happening with the glute over there. It's contracting, of course. Now let it go. Holding, inhaling, and exhaling. Breathe in, breathe out. And then lower down. Excellent. All right, so grab your knees, pull them into your body, rock from side to side. We're going to come back up and go through the standing warrior poses again. Put them together and then end up on our back for another round of glute bridge and possibly will. All right, so roll up, hands on the floor, and shift your body back or come into downward facing dog. Lengthen the body. Reach the right leg up, inhale, turn your toes out and bend your knee. First coming into crescent pose, extend that leg. Bring your knee in, shift forward, and step your foot beside your right thumb. Crescent pose, inhale, reach up. Exhale, bring the left hand down to the floor, reach the right arm up, twist. Right there, reach that arm up, stretch, straighten the back leg. Then look forward, brace using supporting this position or arms to your side, lift, warrior three. Pull in the front ribs, tip the body over, then set your foot down, warrior one. Inhale and reach up. Palms together, point your pointer fingers, knee over the ankle in the front, lift that back arch, pull in your front ribs. Exhale, bring the hands down, step in, pyramid pose. Straighten your legs, keep this knee from locking. Bring your forehead nose towards your knee. Flip your palms. Hands beside your foot. Step the left leg back further, three-limb dog. Straighten and bend. And let's go through a vinyasa if you'd like, or just stay right there. Shift, wash, rinse, and repeat on the other side. Exhale back. Inhale, left leg up. Push the floor away. Turn your toes out and bend your knee. Extend the leg straight. Bring it in, shift forward, and step that foot forward. Crescent pose. Inhale. Right hand down to the floor. Left arm up. Inhale, reach. Look forward. Lift your torso or lift your chest. Arms to the sides or brace. Warrior 3. Whoop. Get your balance. Point your toes. Lengthen the leg back. Bring the right foot to the floor. Heel down. Warrior 1, facing forward. Good job. Put your palms together. Point your pointer fingers. Pull the front ribs in. Nicely done. Then exhale. Bring the hands down to the floor. Step your right foot in. Straighten the forward leg. Draw the hip back, just like we did with pulling the hip crease. And roll under the hip. Crown of the head facing the floor. So tap the top of your head, tap the floor. Then walk your hands back a little bit further. Maybe flip the palms up. Press into your feet, engaging that glute muscle. Hands on the mat. Lift your heel, step that foot back further. 3-limb dog. Bend and straighten. Vinyasa if you'd like to. Plank, lower, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe. Step to the middle of the mat. Malasana. Elbows to the inside of your knees. If you'd like to try or do crow pose for a moment for an arm balance. Since we haven't done that yet, hands on the floor, knees in the outside of the elbows or the triceps right there. And then you're going to slide them up higher. So all the way up to your armpits. Squeeze in, round the back, press into the fingertips, and lift your right foot and left foot. Point your toes, straighten the arms, and then set your feet down. Hands behind the hips and lean back, sit back on the mat. Extend the legs out and roll back on the mat all the way. Coming into bridge pose, feet on the floor, palms on the floor. Lift up the hips, but then let your glutes go. Squeeze the arms and hands together. Lift the hips, but then let your glutes go. Take another breath. Then exhale, lower. And rock from side to side one more time. And if you'd like to come into bridge pose, that's an option, or wheel pose. So bridge pose or wheel pose. Bridge, feet where they are, hands on the floor, and lift up your hips. Otherwise, hands over the shoulders, fingertips pointing towards the shoulders, elbows draw in to engage. Take a breath in. Exhale, lift to the crown, and then press straight up. Straighten the arms. And tuck the chin and lower down all the way. Feeling invigorated. You have arrived. Relax the arms to your sides. Extend the left leg out straight. And let's just do one twist to the side. You can bring the knee in and across, or straighten the leg, whichever feels great for you right now. Reach the opposite arm over and relax. Inhale, lift. And let's change sides. Extend that leg, left knee into your chest and bring the knee across. And look over to the left. And then lie on the mat, flat. Extend one leg to left heel to left corner, right heel to right corner. Just 1 minute of time, you guys. Palms facing up, lift the shoulders and set them down. And kind of move the legs around, get comfortable. Lower back should be comfortable. If the lower back is uncomfortable, bend your knees and set your feet on the floor and tip your knees in. Otherwise, stay right here for 1 minute. Sink in. Focus on your breath. Your next 3 breaths, control. Breathe in very deeply. Fill the lungs with air. And then open your mouth and exhale. Inhale through your nose. Exhale. Breathe in. And then exhale. Bring your feet to the floor. Move your hands, open and close. Knees side to side a few times. Tip the knees over to one side and roll and push to a seated position. Sitting up tall, hands to the top of the knees, roll your shoulders back. Hands together. Edge of the hands to the forehead, the mind's eye. And gratitude. Gesture of thanks. Edge of the hands to the heart. The light in me honors the light in you. Be well. Thank you. Namaste. Thanks, you guys. I'll see you again. Tomorrow is strength training, full body at 6:30, and we'll do some cardio about 30 minutes into the program, and then 15 minutes of core the last 15 minutes. So join me for all or part of the program. Let me know if you did this on the recording or did it live with me. Thank you. Thank you so much. Talk to you later. Bye.